General Hospital spoilers. Gio reveals big secret after being arrested. Dante is shocked. Port Charles will never be the same. Port Charles is about to be rocked by one of the most explosive secrets in recent memory. After Gio is arrested under suspicious circumstances, a jaw-dropping confession leaves Dante Falconeri reeling, and everything changes. Buckle up, GH fans. This is a wild ride you won't forget. The week in Port Charles begins with tension running high. A thunderstorm rolls in as Gio Palermo, the charismatic and mysterious young man who recently landed in town with a quiet swagger, is caught at the scene of a warehouse explosion on the docks. Police arrive after an anonymous tip, and Dante finds himself placing his own cousin under arrest. Everyone is stunned. Gio had been gaining favor in Port Charles. He was considered a rising figure at Sonny's coffee business, allegedly kept clean, and a surprising new friend to both Jocelyn and Spencer Circle. No one expected this. But Dante, always the by-the-book detective, has no choice but to take Gio into custody. As Dante cuffs him, Gio doesn't resist. Instead, he turns to Dante and says something that chills him to the bone. "There's something you need to know about me, about everything." Down at the PCPD, Jordan tries to take point, but Gio has one request. He will only talk to Dante. Jordan reluctantly agrees, sensing something deeper at play. When Dante steps into the interrogation room, the atmosphere shifts. This isn't just about the explosion. Joe's body language is composed but coiled, like he's ready to detonate something far bigger than a warehouse. And that's when it happens. "I didn't come to Port Charles by accident," Gio says. "I came here because of my father." "And Dante, he's your father too." Dante freezes. "What did you say?" "My father's name was Sonny Corinthos." It's the revelation that sends shockwaves across the canvas of General Hospital. According to Gio, his mother, Sabrina Mancini, a woman who died mysteriously over a decade ago, had a secret affair with Sonny while he was estranged from Carly and living under an alias in Florida. "I wasn't supposed to exist," Gio explains. "She kept me hidden to protect me. She feared Sonny's world would destroy me." Joe's tale is backed up by documentation. DNA test results obtained from an anonymous lab in New Jersey, letters from Sabrina's safety deposit box, and a pendant that belonged to Sonny, something he gave her long before he returned to Port Charles. Dante, still stunned, realizes this means Gio is his half-brother. But the bombshells don't stop there. Gio insists he didn't plant the explosives at the warehouse, that he was lured there, set up by someone who didn't want his connection to Sonny revealed. He believes someone close to Sonny found out who he really is and decided to eliminate him before he got too close. "I was getting too close to the truth. That's why I was framed," he says. But who? That's when the clues start pointing to an unexpected source, Dex Heller. For months, Dex had been growing increasingly agitated, especially since Sonny began mentoring Gio. What started as low-level jealousy slowly built into something more dangerous. Dex, once Sonny's protege, saw himself being replaced by this new young recruit, one who seemed to earn Sonny's trust almost instantly. As Dante begins digging, he uncovers damning evidence. Dex was at the warehouse hours before the explosion. Security footage places him at the scene. Text messages between Dex and an unnamed contact reference removing a threat. Jordan issues a warrant, and Dex is arrested, furiously denying everything. But under pressure, he cracks and confesses to planting the explosives, though he maintains he never meant for anyone to get hurt. It was supposed to be a scare tactic, he claims, to get Gio to back off and leave town. Too late. The truth is out. Gio is Sonny's son. Back at the PCPD, Dante wrestles with the revelation. His entire life has been spent balancing the scales between right and wrong, often caught in the gray areas Sonny operated in. Now, learning he has another half-brother, another person connected to Sonny's complicated legacy, sends Dante into emotional chaos. He visits Olivia, hoping for answers, or at least clarity. Olivia, devastated but supportive, admits she knew something was strange when Gio came to town. His demeanor, his loyalty, his connection to Rocco, it all seemed familiar. "You have every right to be angry," she tells Dante. But this isn't about Sunny anymore. This is about you and the kind of brother you want to be. Meanwhile, Carly begins piecing together her own suspicions. She remembers Sabrina Mancini. Years ago, she and Sunny had briefly crossed paths with her in Jacksonville, back when Sunny was going by Mike. Carly now recalls seeing Sabrina storm away from Sunny one night, distraught and emotional. She never thought twice about it. Now, everything clicks. Determined to help Gio, Carly dives into old files and even travels briefly to Florida to find any trace of Sabrina's life. What she uncovers shocks her. An old friend of Sabrina confirms the pregnancy and claims Sunny knew. He didn't want to believe it, the woman says. He left before Sabrina could prove it. Back in Port Charles, Carly confronts Sunny with what she found. You have another son, she tells him. And this time, you don't get to run. Sunny is blindsided. He initially refuses to believe it, convinced that someone is manipulating the situation. But after Carly presents the documentation and Olivia confirms her own suspicions, Sunny is forced to face the truth. He meets with Gio, awkward, tense, and heartbreaking. I didn't ask for this, Gio says quietly. But I deserve to know who I am. Whether you like it or not, you're my father. Sunny's world crumbles. I failed you, he whispers. I failed you before you were even born. The two men don't hug. They don't cry. But there's a moment, fraught and fragile, where the silence says everything. With the truth out, the ripples are massive. Jocelyn is heartbroken to learn that Gio, her close friend, had been lying about his background. She confronts him, angry but understanding. Gio apologizes, but the trust is broken. Spencer, who had begun trusting Gio as an ally, distances himself. I've had enough of secret sons and mysterious pasts, he snaps. You're on your own now. Michael is conflicted. As another of Sunny's sons, he feels protective of Gio, but also skeptical of his motives. Are you here for family or for revenge? He demands. Nina, sensing an opportunity, tries to befriend Gio and pull him away from Carly. But Gio sees through her instantly. I know a manipulator when I see one, he tells her coldly. In the end, it's Dante who makes the biggest move. After days of soul-searching, he returns to Joe's holding cell with a decision. You're not just some kid who showed up with a story, Dante says. You're my brother. And whether I like it or not, that means something. Dante petitions the court for Joe's release, citing lack of evidence and proof that he was framed. The judge agrees. Gio walks free. As the brothers leave the courthouse, the media swarms them. Questions fly. Rumors spiral. But Dante puts a protective arm around Joe's shoulder. We're family, he says. Let them talk. Now that Joe's true identity is public, Port Charles braces for what's next. Will he follow in his father's footsteps, or chart his own path? Will Sunny embrace him, or push him away again? And most importantly, who else knew about Gio all along? Rumors swirl that someone very powerful, someone close to Sunny, has been pulling strings behind the scenes to keep the secret buried. Could it be Brick? Ava? Or even Selena Wu, who might have her own reasons for keeping Gio hidden? One thing's for sure, this isn't over. As the week ends, Gio receives an anonymous package. Inside is a single envelope. It's from Sabrina Mancini. The letter is dated 5 days before her death. If you're reading this, it means you've found him. Your father. Be careful. The people who came after me, they'll come for you too. Trust no one except your brother. He's the only one who will protect you. Love always, Mom.